Part 1. The hidden money leak. You check your bank account, $47 left, and you think, I need to earn more. That feels true. It feels obvious, almost unquestionable. But what if that's not the real problem? What if the issue isn't how much you make, but how your money quietly disappears before you even notice it? Mike is 29. He works in marketing, makes $300 to $200 a month after taxes. Not rich, but not poor either. He pays $1,200 for rent, $400 for food, $15 for utilities. That leaves him roughly $1,014. Plenty, right? That's what he thought too. But at the end of every month, it's gone. Part 2. Where did it go? Every single time. No savings, no investments, no idea where it went. Let's slow this down. Because the problem isn't one big mistake. It's small ones, repeated daily, invisible. Mike buys coffee on the way to work. That's $150 a month. He orders takeout 3 times a week, about $25 each. That's $300 a month. He uses Uber instead of public transport, extra $8 per ride, 20 rides a month. That's $160. Subscriptions? Netflix, Spotify, a fitness app, cloud storage. Now we're already at $607. And we haven't even talked about random Amazon purchases. That $20 here. Part 3. The silent accumulation. That $40 there. It feels harmless. But let's say it adds up to $250 a month. Now we're at $925. Gone. Just like that. $925 a month. 12 months. $11 a year. That's not small anymore. That's a used car. That's a down payment. That's an emergency fund. But for Mike, it's just... And here's the dangerous part. Mike doesn't feel irresponsible. He's not gambling. He's not buying luxury watches. He's not making crazy decisions. He's just living normally. That's the trap. Normal spending can quietly destroy your future. Part 4. The system around you. Because the system around you is designed this way. Everything is frictionless. Tap, pay, done. No pain, no pause. No moment to think, do I actually need this? And when spending feels effortless, you spend more. Always. Think of your income like water in a bucket. You're focused on pouring more water in, getting a raise, finding a better job. But the bucket is full of tiny holes. Coffee, convenience, subscriptions, impulse buys. So no matter how much you pour in, Part 5, the first mistake, it never fills up. You get paid, and within hours, rent takes a chunk, bills take a chunk, spending takes the rest. It's already gone before you even think about saving. This is the first quiet mistake most people make. They treat saving as what's left, but there's never anything left because spending expands to fill your income, always. And then there's the psychological layer. You see people traveling, eating out, buying things. You think, I deserve that too. And you do, but your money doesn't know what you deserve. Part 6. The long-term cost. It only follows what you do. So you spend, not recklessly, just consistently. And consistency is powerful. It can build wealth or destroy it. Let's take that same $925 a month. What if he didn't? What if instead he saved it or invested it? Let's keep it simple. $925 a month. 12, 11, 1,100. Now imagine he invests that money with an average return of 7%. After 10 years, about $153,000. After 20 years, over $480,000. After 30 years, around $1.1 million. Part 7. Awareness changes everything. Same income, same person, different habits. This is where things start to feel uncomfortable because it's not about luck. It's not about intelligence. It's not even about income. It's about patterns, daily patterns, invisible patterns. And once you see this, you can't unsee it because suddenly every 5 decision feels different. Every $20 purchase has weight, not guilt, just awareness. Now, I'm not saying you should never buy coffee again or stop enjoying your life. That's not the point. The point is this. Part 8. The hard truth. If you don't control your small spending, it will control your future. Because fast forward 10 years. Mike is now 39. His income increased to $5,000 a month. Sounds good, but his lifestyle increased too. Better apartment, more dining out, more convenience. Now he's spending $4,800 a month. Saving? Still nothing. More money, same problem. Because he never fixed the leaks. He just poured more water in. This is where relationships start to feel it. Stress, arguments. Part 9. The final question, not because of one big mistake, but years of small ones. This is where choices become limited. Not because you're poor, but because your money isn't working for you. It's working against you. And the worst part, Mike still believes the same thing. I just need to earn more. That belief feels safe because it avoids a harder truth. The way you spend matters more than the amount you make, at least at the beginning. Most people never learn this. They chase income, promotions, side hustles, more, but their spending grows with it, so they stay stuck. Part 10. The realization at every level. It's like running faster on a treadmill. You're working harder, but you're not getting anywhere. And here's the uncomfortable question. What if you're not broke? You're just leaking money every day without realizing it? Because once you understand that, everything changes. But we haven't even touched the deeper layer yet. Not the habits, not the psychology, not the system that quietly shapes how you spend. Without you noticing, that's where it gets interesting. And that's where most people lose control without even knowing it. Part 1. Automatic money drain. The money hits your account, and within hours, it's already spoken for. Not by you, by your habits, by your defaults, by decisions you made weeks ago and forgot about. Sarah is 34. She works as a nurse, earns about $4,100 a month after taxes. She's careful. At least she thinks she is. She cooks at home most days. She doesn't buy luxury brands. She even tracks her big expenses, but still, every month ends the same way. Tight, uncomfortable, and slightly confusing. So one Sunday afternoon, she sits down and actually looks, not just glances, really looks. Part 2. The subscription trap, line by line. And that's when something clicks. $12 streaming service, $9.99 meditation app, $14.99. Another subscription she forgot she had, $6, $11.49 premium email features. None of these feel big. Individually, they are harmless. Together, over $80 a month. Almost $1,000 a year for things she barely uses. She had no idea. That's the point. Part 3. Invisible spending system. Because modern spending isn't designed to feel painful. It's designed to feel invisible. Free trial, one click, auto renew. And suddenly, you're paying for things you don't even remember choosing. This is the second mistake, not tracking the silent leaks. Not the obvious ones, the quiet ones, the ones that don't trigger guilt. Part 4. The psychology behind it. And there's a reason this works so well. Your brain doesn't treat $10 the same way it treats $1,000. $1,000 feels serious. You pause, you think, you hesitate. But $10, it slides through, no resistance. So companies don't charge you $1,000. They charge you $9.99 again and again and again because psychologically, that's easier for you to accept, even if the total ends up being higher. Part 5. The real numbers. Sarah starts adding everything up. Subscriptions, food delivery, random online purchases. The number shocks her. $150 a month. Not on rent, not on bills. Just flexible spending. $15,000 a year. Gone. Quietly. Without a single big mistake. Part 6. The wrong fix. And here's where most people stop. They say, okay, I need to cut back. which is true, but it's not deep enough because cutting back doesn't fix the system that caused it. Most people think money works like this. Income minus expenses equals savings. Whatever is left, you save. But let's be honest, there's never anything left because your spending expands to match your income, always. Part 7. Lifestyle inflations. When you earn $2,000, you spent $1,000. Now you earn $4,000 and you spend $3,900. Same pattern, different scale. You get a raise. You feel good. You upgrade your life. Better apartment, more convenience, more "I deserve this." And slowly, your old financial stress returns at a higher level. Part 8. System versus willpower. This isn't a discipline problem. It's a design problem. Your financial life is shaped by systems, not willpower. Willpower fades. Systems stay. Let me show you something simple, but powerful. Instead of saving what's left, you flip the equation. Part 9. Pay yourself first. You save first, automatically. Then you spend what's left. Same income, same life, completely different outcome. Sarah tries this. She sets up an automatic transfer of $500 the moment her paycheck arrives. No thinking, no decision every month. Just done. Part 10. The shift. At first, it feels tight, uncomfortable, like something is missing, because something is that extra money she used to casually spend. But something interesting happens. She adjusts. She doesn't feel deprived. She just becomes intentional. She still enjoys life, but now she chooses, instead of drifting. Part 11. The result. 6 months later, she checks her savings. $3,000. For the first time in years. Real money. Sitting there, waiting. And that feeling? It's different. Calmer. More in control. Part 12. The real insight. This is where the first real shift happens. Not in your bank account, in your thinking. Because here's the truth most people never realize. You don't rise to the level of your income. You fall to the level of your systems. That's aha moment number 1. Read that again. You don't rise to the level of your income. You fall to the level of your systems. Part 13. 2 different outcomes. 2 people can earn the exact same salary. $4,000 a month. Same city. Same cost of living. But after 5 years, one has $50,000 saved. The other has dollars, not because one is smarter, not because one is luckier, because one built a system and the other relied on willpower. Part 14. Why systems win. Willpower says, I'll try to spend less this month. Systems say, this money is already gone before I can touch it. Which one do you think works better? When you're tired? When you're stressed? When life gets busy? Because that's when most spending happens. Not when you're focused, when you're drained. Part 15. The human factor. You don't make bad decisions because you're irresponsible. You make them because you're human, and tired humans choose convenience every time. So the goal isn't to become perfect. It's to make good decisions automatic. Part 16. Automation, automatic savings, automatic investing, automatic bill payments. So your future is handled before your present self can mess it up. And here's the surprising part. Once Sarah sets this up, she stops thinking about money all the time because she doesn't have to. The system is doing the work. Part 17. The next layer, but there's still one more layer. And this one is deeper, more subtle, and honestly, more dangerous. Because even if you fix your system, there are forces constantly trying to break it, influencing you, pushing you, shaping your desires, without you realizing it. And if you don't understand this part, you'll keep fixing your money, only to watch it slip away again. Part 1. Emotional spending trigger. There's a moment most people don't notice. It happens in seconds. You're not planning to spend money. You're just relaxing, letting your brain rest after a long day. And then you see something, a product, a lifestyle, a version of someone else's life that looks just a little better than yours. And suddenly, you want it. Not because you need it, because you felt something. That's where the third mistake lives. Spending based on emotion, disguised as logic. Part 2. Jason's patterns. Jason is 31. He works in IT, earns $4,800 a month. Smart guy. Logical. Analytical. He tracks his expenses. He knows his numbers. But there's one pattern he never questioned. Every time he feels stressed, he buys something, not big things. Headphones, shoes, gadgets. $50 here, $120 there. Each purchase comes with a story. I've been working hard. I deserve this. This will make things easier. And in the moment, it feels true, because emotionally, it is. Part 3. The cycle, but the feeling doesn't last. It never does. A few hours, maybe a day. Then it's gone, and the stress comes back. So he repeats the cycle. Again, and again, and again. Relief purchased, relief, emptiness. Repeat. Part 4. The real leak. This is how money leaks without you noticing. Not through numbers, through emotions. Because every purchase gives you a small hit of dopamine. That quick feeling of reward. But it fades fast. And your brain remembers. So next time you feel bad, it suggests the same solution. Buy something. Part 5. External influence. And the world around you reinforces it. Constantly. Treat yourself. You earned it. Limited time. These aren't just phrases. They're triggers. Part 6. The simple fix. Now here's where things start to shift. Jason doesn't try to stop spending completely. That would fail. Instead, he does something simple, but powerful. He creates a rule. Before buying anything over $50, he waits 24 hours. That's it. No complicated system. Just pause. Part 7. Breaking the impulse. The first time he tries it, it feels annoying. He wants the item now, but he waits. And something interesting happens. The next day, he doesn't want it anymore. Not always. But often, very often, after a month he looks at his spending, down by $600. Same income, same life, different timing. That's the power of breaking the impulse. Part 8. Identity layer. But let's go deeper, because this isn't just about buying things. It's about identity. Every purchase says something, not just about what you want, but who you think you are or who you want to become. You buy fitness gear because you want to be healthier. You buy expensive clothes because you want to feel confident. You buy gadgets because you want to feel ahead. The product isn't the point. The identity is. Part 9. The shift in thinking. And here's where most people get stuck. They try to buy the identity instead of building it. So Jason flips the question. Instead of asking, should I buy this? He asks, does this match the person I'm trying to become? If the answer is no, he doesn't buy it. Simple, clear, aligned. Part 10. The result. Over time, something shifts. He doesn't feel deprived. He feels intentional. 1 year later, Jason checks his numbers. He saved $9,200, not by earning more, by spending differently. And more importantly, he feels different, calmer, more in control, less reactive. Part 11. The bigger picture. This is where money becomes something else. Not just numbers, but behavior. Now let me show you what happens when someone combines all of this. Systems, awareness, behavior change. Part 12. Linda's system. Linda is 40. She works as an administrative assistant, earns $3,000 a month. For years, she felt stuck, not struggling, but never moving forward. She had some savings, but it never grew. Something always came up. Car repairs, family expenses, unexpected costs. So she decides to try something different, not extreme, just structured. Part 13. The 3 buckets. She divides her money into 3 clear buckets. Needs, future, freedom. 60% goes to needs. Rent, food, bills. 25% goes to future, savings, investments. 15% goes to freedom, enjoyment, guilt-free spending. Part 14. Why it works. And here's the key. The freedom money is meant to be spent. No guilt, no overthinking. Because when everything is restricted, you break. Eventually. Part 15. Automation disciplines. So she automates the 25% into savings. immediately, no negotiation. Then she lives on the rest. At first, it feels tight, like she's limiting herself. But slowly, she adapts. She plans meals. She reduces waste. She becomes more aware. Not perfect, just better. Part 16. The result, after 12 months, she has over $10 saved. For the first time in her life, she feels secure, not rich, but stable. And stability changes everything. Part 17. Control. Because when you're not constantly worried about money, you make better decisions. In every area of life, you say no more easily. You think more clearly. You act more intentionally. This is what most people miss. Money isn't just about wealth. It's about control. Control over your time, your choices, your future. Part 18. The final layer. But even systems awareness, behavior, isn't the full picture yet, because there's one more layer. And it's bigger than you, bigger than your habits, bigger than your decisions. It's the environment your money lives in, the rules of the game itself. And if you don't understand this part, you can do everything right and still feel like you're falling behind. Part 1. Something feels off. You've probably felt it. Something is off. You're doing better than before, earning more than a few years ago, but somehow it doesn't feel like it. Groceries cost more. Rent is higher. Even simple things feel heavier. And you start to wonder, am I doing something wrong? Maybe? But not in the way you think. Part 2. David's reality. David is 50. He works in logistics, earns about $5,500 a month. 20 years ago, that kind of income would feel comfortable, more than enough. Today, it feels average, tight even. Part 3. Rising costs. Back in his early 30s, his rent was $800. Now it's $2,100. His grocery bill used to be $300. Now it's $750. Health insurance? Up nearly double. His income increased, but his expenses increased faster. That's the part no one talks about enough. Part 4. The bigger game. Because here's the deeper truth. Even if you fix your habits, even if you build systems, your money is still playing in a shifting game. Money loses value over time, quietly, consistently, every year. This is inflation, but forget the word. Think of it like this. Part 5. Silent loss. Your money buys less without you doing anything wrong. Let's make it real. If inflation averages 3.5% a year, then $10,000 today will only buy what $7,000 buys in 10 years. Same number, less power. That's silent loss. Part 6. The critical question. David never thought about this. He focused on earning, saving a little, spending carefully, but he never asked a critical question. Is my money growing faster than it's shrinking? That question changes everything. Part 7. Saving isn't enough, because saving money isn't enough anymore. Not if it just sits there. Let's say you keep $20,000 in savings earning that's $300 interest. Sounds okay. But if inflation is 3.5%, you're losing about $400 in real value each year. You saved money and still got poorer. Part 8. The second aha. That's the second aha moment. Saving alone doesn't build wealth. It preserves, at best, and sometimes it slowly destroys. To move forward, your money has to grow. Part 9. The growth path, not through guessing, not through risky bets, but through consistent long-term growth. Let's bring back Sarah for a moment. After she built her savings system, she didn't stop there. She learned one more step. Part 10. Investing begins. She started putting $300 a month into a simple investment. Nothing fancy, just a fund that follows the overall market. Historically, that grows around 6-8% a year over time. Some years higher, some lower, but over time, it trends up. Part 11. The numbers. $300 a month, $3,600 a year. After 10 years at 7% average return, about $50,000. After 20 years, Around 50 after 30 years, over $350,000. Same person, different decisions, different future. Part 12. Two paths. One version of Sarah saves money in a bank. She feels safe, but slowly falls behind. The other version invests consistently. She feels uncertain at first, but builds real momentum. Both are responsible, but only one adapts to the system. Part 13. The key insight. And that's the key. Money is not static. It's dynamic. It moves. It changes. And if you don't move with it, you fall behind. Part 14. David changes. So David makes a change. Not overnight. Not extreme. He starts small. $400 a month into long-term investments. Automatically. Part 15. Time plus consistency at 7% average return. After 15 years, that's around $25,000. Not from a lottery, not from luck, from consistency. Part 16. Everything connects. And this is where everything connects. Habits, systems, behavior, environment. They're not separate. They work together. Part 17. Alignment. Because at the end of the day, money is not just about numbers. It's about alignment between what you earn, what you spend, what you keep, and what you grow. If one part is broken, the whole system struggles. Part 18. The truth. So no, you're probably not poor. You've just been playing without seeing the rules. And now, you do. Part 19. The reset. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to change everything overnight. You just need to start noticing, adjusting, building slowly. Part 20. The real goal, because the goal isn't to have more money. It's to have a life where money stops holding you back and quietly starts supporting you instead.